Yeah, that was the whole thing, was the snow. That's one reason I didn't like my job. I liked it fine unless it was snowing.
Right.
And then to take all that dangerous chemicals out in the snow was not.
Thank you.
All right, take care.
And you know what? I had everything under control. It was the other guy. You see the people that are still trying to do 80, and then the other person that's only doing 30, and now you're between those. It made for a very hazardous condition.
Oh, I can imagine. And that's why nobody should be on the road.
I agree.
And
you should just say, that's it, wait till tomorrow. Tomorrow, you
Yes.
know?
And
We're always
that's
worried
really the
about
thing.
time. Well, time's got to be there if I go, how about tomorrow?
We talk about what it is versus what it looks like. I have to go and I have to make money. Money is a symbol. It is not real. That danger is very much real. You in pursuit of a symbol could cost you your life.
And you can always get other money, but
That's
you
it.
can't always get another life. I agree
it.
with you on that.
You know,
should not be out there.
I have been out on a limb a few times in my life, and I've always managed to come back. There's always a way. You know, there's grifts in the system, as it were. If you're determined enough and you haven't given up, you'll find a way. Something will break for you. You just really have to survive until it finally breaks.
Use your survival skills.
You do.
that you got.
I know. Especially if people that you care about and you want to. There are these motivating factors that are out there, but to allow yourself to be put in dangerous situations for a paycheck, it's something you really need to reevaluate in your life at that point.
But the thing is, today, with all these people on their phones, it's getting dangerous
so
just
bad.
when it's dry and the sun's out.
Because when you're driving, that is an active thing. As passive as we take it, that's why I like driving stick, because that is an active activity at that point.
Right, keeps you more engaged.
Right. Where you drive a manual, an automatic, you put your foot on the gas, you put it on the brake every now and then, you can easily fall asleep. I've never driven a manual and felt like I was going to fall asleep. I've driven them through all sorts of times of the day and mornings. Versus, oh my God, when I was coming back from shooting down at the shore, when we did all the videos and everything that week, I was so falling asleep on the parkway. I had to stop at one of the rest stations, get some caffeine, wake myself up.
Well, that's the best thing to do, is stop and pull over and take a nap or coffee, walk around. You gotta get up.
Right, because I'm probably like you. I'd jump in the car. If I gotta go somewhere, it could be 5 minutes away or 5 hours away. I'll do it in one shot. I have no problem with that. This was different. I had never felt that tired before behind the wheel, except at certain points when I'm driving an automatic. I felt that way when I was in Georgia, and there's no lights in the roads. I was outside of Augusta. There's no lights on the highways.
It's just dark.
So it's dark, and it's just your lamps, your lights. And that just becomes super competitive. So repetitive. So if that's what you're seeing, that's almost like watching sheep jump across the fence right there.
Hypnotizing.
Oh my God. Yeah. And I had a couple of hitting the divots, the grommets in the ground, or sort of running the tire on the side of the divider. I had a couple of moments like that. And I was like, oh my God, I need to wake up. Like, this is not good.
It's hypnotic to drive for many hours. Yeah.
Whereas if I'm doing a manual and I've got to actually be engaged in my driving. But it's one thing to point out. There's another thing that we do that's incredibly dangerous, that we just do it passively. We do it passively. And you're not taking what you're doing seriously if you're checking your phone. And I'm guilty of this too.
You do that?
I am.
I would
but
never
I'll check
believe.
certain things. I don't text or anything like that when I'm driving. And I've got Bluetooth for a lot of the phone calls and all that. One of the things I'll do if I really need to get on my phone while I'm driving is I'll bring it up to the steering wheel. Tickets be damned. Because I could pay a ticket, I can't necessarily recover from the accident that could result in me looking down here.
Is it that important?
Sometimes it is, with the way I'm doing things.
Yeah, I guess
unfortunately.
you got to be on top of everything. I saw a guy.
I have to know when something important comes across. I don't have to be on top of everything, but like right now when we're working with the grant, if the person that's holding the grant money or whatever needs to get in touch with me, I at least need to know what that they've messaged. So if I need
So
to
you can
pull over,
and
I can do
that
it.
is important stuff. It
Yeah.
is. Took a hike the other day on a pretty intense hike, and the guy with us was looking at his phone while he's hiking, and sure enough, he stubbed his toe on a rock. You know, how can you hike on this trail looking at your phone in the wood? You know what I mean? It was just so out of the question. Is it you're in nature? You're walking up a mountain, and you're looking at
you're
your
checking
cell
your
phone,
phone,
and it's
yeah.
like, yeah, really?
Maybe he's
I
looking
mean,
for directions.
well, you know, that just struck me as really odd that, you know, this guy's got to be looking at his phone at whatever. And I'm sure he thought it might be important, you know, while he's hiking. And then sure enough, he did stub his toe. But that didn't stop me, he kept doing it. I just thought that was way over the top. And, okay, so you stub your toe. Or you could fall off the mountain and break your neck. But what's dangerous is when you're driving and you're not paying attention. So But that's where, couldn't your Bluetooth tell you that someone's calling?
Certain things, yeah.
Yeah.
Certain things I can get the Bluetooth to do. I think it depends on how.
If he was in your system, but if he wasn't, you wouldn't know. But you did need to know that
Yeah.
to keep the grant going, which is very
I'm sure
important.
if you're driving a high-end car, probably you can get everything. I used to have a Bluetooth system where it would read me the text message.
Yeah. Well, maybe we need to upgrade you a little bit here.
Maybe. Go to Patreon,
Well,
Tai Chi with Marcus.
Exactly. You're doing important work here, and I get that you need to be on top of it, but we don't need people doing that while we're driving because, you know.
Agreed.
But you also have to be very defensive when you drive. You really
do.
You got to be able to see that before it happens. You know, if you see a guy swerve just a little bit, watch that guy.
Yeah.
If you see, you know, somebody in a big hurry, watch
him.
that guy. Stay away from that
distance
guy.
between you and
There
him.
are some tells out there.
Oh, yeah.
Not 100% though. Somebody could get you.
Yeah.
But
understand that physics is on your side. So if you're paying attention, even if something you're not expecting happens, if you've just got there is wisdom in keeping a certain distance between the car in front of you.
oh yeah.
I think I was on 95. I was headed downtown, and I don't know what happened to this guy's car, but it ended up doing a 360 right in the middle of 95. Thankfully, it was Sunday. Everybody was back quite a ways.
And nobody
from
hit it.
Nobody got hurt.
Nobody
Didn't stop up traffic. And the guy just, I don't know what happened, but got back on and took off. But I was far enough away that when it happened, I just slowed down.
That could have caused a horrific accident. People could have got killed. Like what happened today on 95. Why did that guy do that?
Yeah, that's the question.
I mean, somebody might have probably did something they shouldn't have. If everybody does what they're supposed to do, it's going to be a lot safer.
That's why I say bring on the robots.
We're very close to that.
When it comes to driving, bring on the robots.
Well, I don't think we're going to see it very soon, but I think it will happen.
It's coming.
But it's not going to be within the next 5 years. Again, right now you can get that. You can buy the new Mercedes with anatomic driving, autonomous or whatever. But it's going to cost you another 50 grand on top of the 100 grand. So it's out there.
Yeah.
But who's going to afford it?
Well,
by the time it's mainstream to us, I'm looking at 20 years, 15.
You're probably right.
Right.
You're probably right.
Because it is available.
Yeah, I mean, some of the stuff that's available that's just not available for everybody.
100% autonomous, but pretty much. I mean, even the new vehicles have the lane alert. They have the automatic braking. You know, the last fleet of trucks I drove had all that stuff. It's coming.
Yeah.
But 100%, no.
The last time
Not for a
I
while.
rented a car, I think it was the last time, I got a Nissan Maxima, brand new, and I was impressed by the amount of safety features on this thing. It would tell, if I wanted to switch lanes, it would tell me if someone was too close to switch lanes. It would tell me if I was coming up to someone way too quickly. I'm going to assume it had the automatic stop on there, because I had a couple of times on the highway coming up from Virginia where the person in front of me was probably 50 yards away, but they were slowing down and I wasn't. And my thought is, it's Virginia, it's Sunday. If I need to get over, I'll just get over and go around. But I started to get the warning, that you were coming up on, and like I said, it's 50 yards away.
And if you're dozing, that'll wake you up.
That'll wake you up quick.
Yeah.
And that was really cool, because I didn't know what was happening at first. You just rent the car and you roll.
Right, you didn't know that was on there.
I'm on 95, I'm headed south, and I go to switch lanes, and I get this blink. And I was like, what is that? And the car goes by. Oh, that's fantastic. I like
another
that.
set of eyes, which it helps. It definitely helps.
That's fantastic. So if all your automated cars have that, and they're all talking to each other, then
right, that's
they just go.
That's going to make things better.
That's the end of your traffic lights.
But until I get
speed
it,
limits.
I mean,
The transitional period that's going to be a pain.
I mean,
but
my next
you know
car
what I
will
think's
probably
gonna
have
happen?
it.
That's going to make it happen. Uber and Lyft, right, or at least companies like that, where they're just going to offer it, and it's going to become almost. It's already. We don't like to admit this, but it is a burden to buy, maintain, and operate a car.
Sure,
It's a burden. It's a big burden. Second biggest financial thing you'll do, most of us will do in our lives.
Other than the house.
Other than the house,
Sure,
house being your first.
It is. There's maintenance, and you got to keep on top of it. Yeah.
Right. So if autonomous driving was so ubiquitous that you could actually schedule when they would come and get you, and it was cheaper than that monthly payment and the insurance and the maintenance and the upkeep, I think people will start using those services instead of buying cars.
It makes a lot of sense,
Yeah.
because how long does your car sit unused? Not you. You're on the move.
98% of the time.
You're on the move, but me, yeah, my car sits a lot. I got 4 vehicles. They're all sitting now. Nobody's driving that. You only drive so often.
Right.
So it would make sense to do that, but I think it has to be more available.
Thank you for joining us for that clip of our weekly podcast. If you want to get more Bonage footage or join us for the entire podcast, head on over to Patreon, where our Eagle, Tiger, and Dragon subscribers get access to not only what we cast and talk about, but advanced lessons in your forms, in your Tai Chi, and in your life.